What's up, everyone? It's me, Juliet, Scorpion Goddess, and I'm going to be going over June 27th all the way up until July 3rd. We're going to go over the main transits that stick out the most, like the Cancer new moon, Mars and Pluto making some aspects, and Neptune going retrograde. And then we're going to get into the cards and see what they have to say. So stay tuned and check it out. What's up, everyone? It's me, Juliet, Scorpion Goddess, and before I get this week's video started about the astrology forecast breakdown and then getting into the cards, I want to thank everyone who has subscribed to my channel. Scorpion Goddess is now at about 750 subscribers, which is exciting. And if you're new here, I invite you to please subscribe, and I want everyone who is watching this to engage because it helps boost on the YouTube algorithm to get these videos reached out to other people who want to know about the breakdowns and the guidance of the planets and the cards. So I just want to throw that out there. And you can catch me here on YouTube every Monday doing these breakdowns. And also I want to give a special shout out to the Media Virus podcast. I am a panel member on there. It is led by Maddie Rockdeff. So if you guys are interested, it is an 18 plus podcast. So if you guys are interested in maybe checking that out, definitely go in the description box down below. If you want to follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and check me out on Facebook as well. Everything down below in the description box has that, along with if you would like to purchase the products that I hand make with my witchcraft tools, you can also check out my Etsy shop. Now let's get this video started and see what is up with the planets this week and tarot of the week. Alright, so we're starting the week out the 27th with the moon in Gemini, just approaching that Cancer new moon. So the sun and moon will be aligning together at 7 degrees in Cancer on Tuesday the 28th. But as we lead up to this on Monday, the moon in Gemini is giving us that gift of gab to be able to communicate our emotions, because we're getting up to this Cancer new moon where it's going to be very emotional. And the sun in Cancer is giving that emotional aspect with the ego and how we present ourselves, and the moon where we hide our emotions, but we want to put it out on public display because Gemini is very curious and needs to communicate things, is giving us this sense of releasing stuff that may have been building up on Monday and giving us that time to really wrap up some things and get that work put in there. Because when we get to the new moon, new moons is when the sun and the moon align in the sky in the same place, and it gives us this energetic portal, in a sense, to call in something new, be open to receiving new things, start the groundwork and building a new foundation into something we want, something we need, something we like, a goal we want to reach, even writing it down. And then when we can come back and visit, how did this really display for us when we get into 6 months later with the Cancer full moon, we'll be able to see all the work we have put in. So with this Cancer new moon, the aspects I want to talk about with it is the fact that Jupiter, which is a planet of expansion, luck, and abundance, is going to be, it is in Aries, which is aggression, war, ruled sign, and it's ruled by the head, so it takes action. So within this big Jupiter expanding placement, it's going to be squaring off with the new moon and sun in Cancer. These are both cardinal signs, so they're making a 90-degree angle. And when we have squares going off, this causes tension and challenges, but with this comes growth. So it may be a harsh aspect happening, but this is that push that we need. We need that push to be able to grow and expand into something new, especially when we're dealing with these cardinal signs. They're leaders, they're beginners, they start things, they do things. So in order to do that, sometimes you need that challenging to be able to do that. So just be aware that heightened emotions may be coming in because Cancer is a very emotional creature. It's a very emotional being. Aries is very emotional as well, but it's more reactive, whereas Cancer can be more protective and deal with its emotions internal. Aries outbursts with things. So that can be the downside of this, of just being very reactive, very volatile, or even going internally and being more, harsher with yourself. So just be aware that those are some things that can happen, but if you have the proper tools and how knowing to navigate through those emotions, it can give you that growth that you need, because the planets are working for you. They're not ever working against you, even though sometimes it may feel like the universe is out to get you. It's not. Okay? Another thing happening on the 28th as well is Neptune, the planets of illusions and the subconscious, is going retrograde. Now, this is an outer planet, so it is not as heavy and impactful as like our personal planets would be, like Mercury, Venus, Mars. Those retrogrades are felt more intensely, but because this is an outer planet, it's going to move a lot slower and it's not going to be as obvious. And it'll be going retrograde from the 28th of June all the way up until December 3rd, 2023. So what this can do is definitely give more illusions. This is more going internal, going into the dream world. You may notice that your dreams get a lot more funkier than usual. Jotting these things down could be really helpful, and there can be a lot more psychic premonitions going on around this time as well. And because we're in Cancer season, it's going to have this influence during the Cancer season time of more water, intuitive, gifted, natural abilities. So this is the time with Neptune being in retrograde and with the sun and the moon in Cancer that day when all this happens, is being more open to receive things and trusting your gut instincts, because it's going to be a lot sharper and more on point, especially like if you're having weird dreams. Like I said, like dreams will definitely be very weird, and premonitions, spiritual ascension, spiritual upgrades are going to be happening from this time frame as well, all the way up until December 3rd, and then we have that post shadow period too. But it won't be as in your face, but it is an important aspect that is happening. The last thing I want to talk to you guys about is the fact that Mars and Pluto are going to be squaring off. And as I mentioned, squaring brings in tension and aggression and frustrating feelings and blah. But with Mars being in its home sign of Aries, it's working very well in that place. But it can be very volatile as well, because Mars is a planet of war. Aries is a sign of war. So when you have this squaring off with that tension going to Pluto in Capricorn, it's giving this combustion that just like needs to break free, and it needs to be able to express itself. Pluto is about power, so there could be power struggle dynamics going on outwardly with the government and society and countries, and also personally there could be some inner power dynamics within yourself of what are you afraid of to break free from? How can you transform? Because Pluto wants that power and it wants to transform. Mars also wants to be in charge of things, and with it being in Aries, it's giving that leadership as well. With Capricorn, they need to lead, they need to be in charge. So with this squaring off, how can you break free from the chains of restriction and fear and be able to transform? Maybe getting into something creative and getting into the passions, things that you love, because Mars is all about passion and what you love. And so if you can somehow put that together to use this as a form of growth, because swearing, even though it gets uncomfortable, it wants you to grow. So this week, using that to your advantage would be great. Now I want to get into the tarot. So we're going to pull some cards and we're going to pull some cards and see for this week, what are some messages that everybody needs to know in here. Starting with the Ten of Pentacles. Ooh, and the Ace of Swords. So this is bringing in family dynamics and wanting that completion, right? But there's some new structures that need to be, there's some new structures that need to be put into your family dynamics, your home life. And we're in the Cancer season, and Cancer is all about bringing that in. We have the 4 cups coming after that. So it's like, in order to grow and get into this new place of what you're trying to do, because we have a 10 and a 1, it's time for something new within our home dynamics. And how can you do that? But if you keep, you know, doing the same thing, you cannot be this person and have this new dynamic in the home structure and all of that if you continue to keep doing the same stuff and you continue to be the same person. You need to break free, you need to open up, and you need to do something new. There's information that's going to be given to you. You need to be open to hearing what this information is. I'm hearing that if being stubborn isn't going to get you anywhere. Being stubborn is not going to get you anywhere. You need to loosen the reins. You need to be more like how, because we're in Cancer season, it's ruled by the moon. It constantly changes by the phases of the moon. It goes from full to dark. You need to stop being so stubborn, because nothing is going to change. Nothing is going to grow if you keep doing the same thing. I'm seeing somebody just being really stubborn and being like stupid. Honestly, like they're not being open to just the new changes, new stuff, new information being brought to them. I think this is fear-based though. With this coming in, I think this is fear-based of you're afraid of the success, you're afraid of the change, you're afraid of what could come from this because you haven't had that happen before, and you're afraid of it being taken away from you. So you're afraid to take that step. You're afraid to take that step because what if I am successful? What if I do succeed in this? What if I do accept this job? What if I do accept this relationship? Or, you know, what if I do take this leap of faith? And then what? What am I supposed to do next? I don't know how to handle this. So if I don't know how to handle it, I'm not going to do it. And this is saying you're being stupid. If you're like, it's fine to have those fears, but to let that control you is stupid. You need to take that leap of faith and go into something new. You need to take that chance. That's what I'm hearing. Wow. Hold on. I just had half the deck like fall out. Yeah. I'm also seeing somebody with like back pain or shoulder pain too. Maybe you need to see a chiropractor this week for that. We have the Justice card coming in. This is bringing in whatever's been lacking needs to come into a balance. Whatever has been lacking. I think this is going to be the week too, if you've been waiting to hear news where it comes to anything that has to do with like legal stuff, money coming in, finances, where there's like a third party involved, of somebody needing to sign off on something, you're going to get a yes. Something is going to be delivered to you in your favor. So I see this happening as well. Maybe this is something that you tried to do about 6 weeks ago, and now you're getting the answer 6 weeks later, as of this week. Or you're putting in the work, something that has to do with legal stuff. Yeah, 6 again. Something with 6. So if you pay attention to the number 6 this week, 6s have to do with balance, money, finances. Let me bring this down a little bit. Balance, money, and finances. So, yeah. I'm also seeing again with like this family dynamic thing is like we're walking away from like old stuff that just in our family dynamics that wasn't working. Some people I think are going to be dealing with like having to leave some difficult places. Like if there was not an acceptance, like I feel like some people are dealing with like a very traditional family, and they are not like that at all, and it's time to say goodbye to those traditional ways or those traditional ways of thinking, and it's time to be more progressive and go into a new direction. And it's going to be emotional, it's going to hurt, but you know you're making the right choice by leaving these people, this dynamic, leaving that behind. I'm seeing people as well with these all coming in with like standing up for themselves and owning their power, fighting for like their beliefs, their rights coming in as well. So if there's been something you've been needing to speak up on, this is going to be a great week to do it. People are maybe, I'm seeing like that fear-based thing coming in again. That fear base of not being heard. I'm trying to pick up the cards. Not being heard, not being seen. But the right people that are meant for you are going to follow behind you. And you're going to be congratulated for being so brave. And you're going to feel like in your gut, you're going to feel like you're doing the right thing. We have the Fool card coming out too. This new beginnings. It's time for a fresh new start. We have this Cancer new moon. This is all about new beginnings. Maybe it's time to start a new family, or even finding your soul family. I think a lot of us are realigning and getting into this like ascension portal within our own beings as well. I think it would be good to pay attention to like fun, like I'm seeing things being like kind of off. Like if you put like, say you like, I put my drink down in this spot and then you come back in your room and it's moved somewhere else, but you're home alone. It's like, what the hell is this? And it's like you get this thing of like, that's my spirit team. They're sending me a message. They're working with me. You're being more open to like the spirit realm messages this week. That's what I'm trying to get at. You're being more open to the spirit realm messages. You may start like seeing things that are not typically seen to like the eye. It's more stuff you see within your third eye, but you might actually start seeing it with your own two eyes. Something with like astral projecting coming out too. Like maybe you're going into this place, this world, this realm, and like your highest self, I'm hearing like your high self is guiding you and you're asking questions, and then you're waking up and you're like, oh, holy shit, I remember all this stuff and it makes sense. I'm seeing that happen too. We have the Three of Cups. So yeah, it's like you're getting into this place of finding the people that actually connect and make you feel whole and make you feel seen and special and like your actual family. And I just see that the beginning of the week is going to be kind of difficult, but as we get towards like the end of the week, it's like we're going to be seeing, oh my God, I felt so emotional this week, but it was so worth it because now I can share this with these people that are around me. Oh, I love this. This isn't a week I would stress out about. I think there's going to be a lot of shit that's like, oh my God, but it's going to be like so worth it. And I see people like laughing about like the stuff that happened to them throughout the week. We have the Eight of Wands, Seven of Swords. So yeah, it's like leading with your heart, leading with what you love, showing that out. And it's time to leave all the stuff that just was not for you behind. It's like, and I see that there's some people around us or around you that are watching you. They're paying attention to you and they're wishing, like, because they're jealous and envious, they're throwing like bad energy your way. So this is the week to take advantage of this Cancer energy of protecting yourself. You need to do protection work, protection spells. Talk to your spirit team about protecting you and your loved ones, because there's people around you that are jealous and they want what you have, and they're throwing major like evil eye, haterade your way. So if doing like salt bowls, you know, tapping into that witchy stuff, I think this week you need to go back to your altar. You need to talk to your spirit team. However you connect, you need to do that. And that's what it's like, very strong. You need to do that. Queen of Swords. There's people around you talking about you, and they're using like their tongue is like a sword. They're trying to cut through. They're trying to hurt you. You need to use the sword to be like, ah, blocked. I don't have time for that. What you say doesn't affect me. It doesn't hit me. This could be people who had, who may have felt that they had power over you, and you're calling your power back to yourself, and you don't have time for it. and it's intimidating to them, and they're gathering their stuff to be like, oh, I'm seeing narcissistic crap happening too from these people, and they're trying to trick you into being like, you need me. No, I don't. No, I don't. And then we're ending this reading with the 7 of Cups and the 4 of Wands. It's just really big on that. Coming into what feels like home. Who feels safe to me? Who do I trust? And it's just really big with like connecting with your spirit team, connecting with your ancestors, going to your altar, doing your work that way. I think really like getting into, if you can go to the ocean, swimming in the ocean, salt water cleanse, go in the water, getting in the water is going to be a really good way to cleanse yourself of this negative crap. I feel like there's a lot of stuff like juggling, being juggled this week too. Try not to overdo yourself at home, where you might be like, oh my God, I have to take care of this. I got to take care of that. I got to go over here. I got to go over there. I got to do all these things for my family, for my friends, for my loved ones. Don't overburn yourself out. You need to not get overwhelmed with everything you got to take care of, and just focus on one thing that you can do today and take care of that. And then rest. You need to feel at peace in your home. If you're not at peace in your home, in your mind, in your space, in your bedroom, then nothing's gonna fall in line for you. You need to find a place where you can feel at peace. This is probably why I keep going back to that whole altar thing. If you have a space where you keep your crystals, your cards, where you do candle magic, whatever you do, you know, maybe you don't have a place, but at least you have a place where you can find a sense of peace. If it's your bedroom, it should be your bedroom. At least focus on that one place, whether it's the whole room or a corner of your room, that you can work on making as a cozy place where you can just feel at peace and in comfort at, would be very good for this week. Now I'm going to pull some oracle cards for you guys as well. And I think we're going to do self-care deck, and we're going to pull a Moonology card. Alright, we're going to pull actually a Starseed card too, because it's been a while. I'm just feeling very called to pull one of these for you guys for this week. There's a lot of I just feel like this is very big on like connecting spiritually, and being able to do that is going to help ground and feel in like this safe space of where you just feel where it makes sense and connecting at. And we have Inner Earth. You'll survive this, new solutions and beginnings. And this entire reading I was pulling the Fool, Ace, Tens. This is about new beginnings. It's finding solutions. It's coming from that you're like stuck in between a rock and a hard place, and it's being able to grow from that because you're able to. And sometimes you need to get into this really difficult place to be able to expand. You had to get that push. You had to get uncomfortable. And then we have the 7 Sisters, birthing creations. And I did talk about with that Mars and Pluto aspect, like getting into that place of creativity, creative flow is going to be helping. And it's like the tapestry of life, expression, feeling that sense of freedom. Look at them. That's your spirit team, right? Connecting, getting into that place, into your dreams. If you dreaming about being in this place, would be so awesome. And we have empathetic starseed, energetic sovereignty, absorbing what's not yours. Absorbing what's not yours. Absorbing what's not yours. This one, I feel like, is more so we may be taking on that I have to save everybody, that savior hero complex. And I feel like this is more coming in as be aware that we may overdo ourselves this week with being that person of I got to do this, I got to take care of that, I have to help all these people, I have to be that safe space for everybody, where we might get overwhelmed with this kind of energy. And what we need to do is mirror it back to ourselves. We need to take back in, if you're trying to rescue and save somebody else, but you're over here like just barely hanging on, you need to execute that energy and give it right back to yourself, because you can't help other people if you're barely hanging on yourself. So just be aware of overdoing it this week. Don't overextend yourself. You need to go collect yourself. Go within. You know, if you need a break, turn your phone off. You know, turn off your phone. Take a break from the world, because sometimes, oh, this came out. I was going to put these away. But they're saying no. So we've activated Earth, power, places, ley lines, trust where you are led. So this is literally trusting the process, trusting what happens. Delays are going to happen this week. But they're happening to put you on a different path. And I think you're going to feel instinctively like, oh, this took a while because it wasn't meant to happen this way. It was meant to happen this way instead. And then we have whale and orca elders. Share your song, frequency sound, diving deep. So this is going into that place of that astral projection, those dreams. If you listen to binaural beats, sound waves at night, to really open up that third eye to connect to your spirit team and go to those places in your dreams, you're going to get those divine messages that you're looking for, that divine intervention maybe coming through as well. So just if you're like, I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to be doing right now, I'm so overwhelmed, all this stuff is happening and all this, ask your spirit team to show you what you can do to help in this moment in your dreams tonight. And that'll really help out. I'm going to pull some self-care and see what is some self-care that we can all do. Whoa. Did you see that? We have look for fairies and be, whoa. Look for fairies and be still. So maybe even like going outside and like building something like a fairy hut. Even if you don't believe in fairies, right? Just doing it just because you're getting into that playful, youthful place within yourself. It's going to help you. Like if you can play more this week, fantasize more, get more creative, you know, getting into that place and then being still, just being in the moment. If you can find a second in your day, some point this week, to just take a deep breath and be present in the moment where you're at, you're going to feel so much more connected and at peace. And that's what we're in search for. But while we're in search for it, you're going to miss out on it. So instead of being in search for it, just be it. And then we are going to pull a Moonology card and see what this deck has to say. And then we're going to end the video. And that'll be it. And then you guys can be like, check back later in the week and be like, oh my god, this makes sense now. If nothing relates right now, come back, rewatch it. Look at what's at the bottom. I didn't even shuffle it yet. And we have the new moon in Cancer at the bottom. Let's see. I'm gonna pull a card. Let's see for this new moon in Cancer. What is a message we can take with this new moon in Cancer this week? We have two cards. We have don't let the past hold you back. And I swear to God, I definitely said, like, breaking free from those old places. Like, don't let those old traditional values or whatever that's held you back from growing or being your true authentic self. Don't let that fear hold you back from being who you are truly meant to be and who you actually are at your core. And then your dreams need a practical plan with the full moon in Taurus. So it's like, we have all of these great things happening this week of this self-discovery, of all of this stuff, and in basking in it, right? But now is the time to figure out, okay, I have completed all of these things. Now it's time to take the next step. And you don't know what the next step is supposed to be. You have to come up with a plan that is going to benefit you in the long run. So don't just, if there's an opportunity or something given to you this week and it sounds great, cool. But just make sure you have an actual set plan to be able to take that step to lead you in that direction. Again, going back to that getting overwhelmed by having so much on your plate. This is why you need to have a set practical plan of what's going to happen, because that's going to help with, you know, what am I going to do now? I don't know. Just sit down. Take care of like the small things that you can. You don't need to figure it all out right now, but you need to take the steps to get into the place of where you are heading. All right, that was What's Up with the Planets, Tarot of the Week. I'm Juliet, Scorpion Goddess. Again, subscribe if you have not. Comment, like, and share, and I'll see you guys next week.